Here we have a small seed bed. Basically, you buy this foam if you've had a look at the rock wool solutions and realize just exactly how expensive they are or how hard they are to get a hand of here in Japan. Instead, you can get these. These are basically, well, it's a foam material, artificial foam material, and they come these sort of pre-done slits, and I've already put in some seeds now. I basically added some green pepper, radish. I'm gonna be adding some cost lettuce as well as some leaf lettuce. I think there's about 15 each. I've got about 15-20 or so left. I've got to fill up. Once you've done that part, what you do is you put them down and you put them down in some pH neutral water. But here I bought a very cheap case, and the lid of it has these slits in it, so when you put water in it, you're not actually submerging all of the material. So it stays on top, it stays aerated, and it picks up basically the water from beneath, from the slits below. Some of the commercial versions that you can buy out there will have a sort of humidity dome. So I figured, hey, why not just turn this upside down? And there's my humidity dome. When I came down this morning, this was completely had a lot of moist and a lot of dripping water on the inside, basically because it gets really hot. In Japan currently, I think it's probably 30 degrees or so, and it's coming down outside. So humidity is probably at about 100 at this point, and it also means that whatever water you have in here, it starts evaporating, and there should be plenty of moisture and humidity within this dome. I mean, I was going as far as to say that even outside now I feel like I'm about to sprout. But certainly this should be a good alternative to the expensive commercial versions. And I think this was something like $10 or so. And I'm going to reuse this, by the way, for a sort of ArufuPonics version of a seed bed. Perhaps something that sprays and mists the roots of the seedlings once they get started. I'll sort of put them into holes on top, put it into it, and have a pump spray up mist on the roots. More on that later. But for now, all you need to know is these can be had very cheap as well. I think I paid something like $10 for a pack on Amazon with, I think it came with 4 or 5 of these in it, times 50, so you should be good to go for a long time. And once they start sprouting, you can basically rip these off as small cubes and use that as a medium once you get to the point where they shoot out roots the other end here. And you can just take them straight on off, just like you would with the rock wool version. The only difference is this is probably a little bit smaller, but I think it should be fine. And it does stay nice and moist even on the top. I mean, it's not dripping wet, but it gets what it needs by sucking it up from below. So it should be all good to go. I'll give you an idea of putting these in, because it's not exactly straightforward. Or it's actually, because it's all white, so it's a little tricky sometimes to see exactly how there you go, exactly where the opening is. I hope you can see this. So what I do is I flick it open, and then only from the shadow I can really see where I'm putting in 2-3 seeds in each. Just enough. Tricky, especially these lettuce seeds are very small. Alright, so I'm just going to give you a shot of this from above. Maybe it'll be easier to see how these goes in. There we go. That one already has one. Here we go. 2, 3 seeds in each. Now, why are you not just putting in one seed, Alf? Well, someone said that, well, on the back of the seed pouches that you buy, it will give you an idea, sort of finger in the air, of what's the success rate of them seeding. And some of these will have 80%, some of them will have 70%. But basically, in order to not waste one of these foam capsules here, it makes more sense to put in 2, 3 in each. Just raise your chances of each of these pouches to actually be usable. So I'm gonna put in 2, 3 in each. There we go. It's a bit fiddly. There we go. With this. Wow, if you have wet hands, beware, especially the salad seeds. They're so small, so light, they'll stick to your fingers like dirt. It's not easy to get it in once it sticks to your fingers. It's an important tip, thank you there, Elf. Does anyone use pinchers or something like that to put them in? Just out of curiosity. If anyone has any comments about this, or ideas, or a sort of, this is probably how you should have done it, Elf. Please do let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about this, please do let me know. I'll be happy to try and answer any questions I get in future videos. I will leave a link to where I got all of this in the comments below. Sorry, in the info box below. There we go. And this is going to go on. I'm going to go ahead and just speed up this, so I'll jump to the end of it. Now, this is probably going to be about a week or so before it starts sprouting, so this is sort of a separate project that's going to go on. And in the meanwhile, I will also be implanting actual seedlings so that I have several stages of growth at the same time, because obviously with the hydroponics and aeroponics systems that I'm building, I'm way too excited to wait until this actually starts seeding. So yeah, I'll jump on with that, and this is just gonna be a project that's just gonna be basically the next batch that's gonna go in the system. So I'll let this do its thing on its own, and we'll jump back to the bigger projects in the meanwhile. All right, thank you for having tuned in. I'll see you next time.